then you just end up on Tubi.
Yeah.
Do you watch a lot of the Tubi movies and stuff like that?
I've seen some here and there, but I just stay so busy with having to watch like current movies a lot of times, so I kind of just stick to like the
ones that you're supposed to watch.
The ones that I'm supposed to watch, the ones that maybe have potential to see around award season or something like that. Those are the ones I try to gravitate towards.
Yeah. Another ones that just made on iPhone and with the wigs all to the side.
I save those for the festival.
Yeah, save those. Speaking of which, so it's like as far as the festival goes, like that. Are there any films like in the past? I don't know if you want to play like favorites with films that you're looking forward to or anything like that. But like, are there any films in the past that you sat back watching? You was like, oh wow, that's a good ass fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about the films that are going to be in this festival because I think they're all have value and they're all good. So I don't want to. Favorites, sometimes I have to do that because I go on other shows and stuff. And they ask me about, well, what kind of films are in the festival, and I explain some of them. But I know in the past, like last year, we had a film called "You're on Your Own, Kid," and it was like kind of a horror twist to it. I thought that was a well done film. That was a film that if he had the budget, I would love to see like a feature film based on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we get a lot of features, we get a lot of shorts, but for the most part, they're mostly shorts that we play, and so it's rough because their budget's so small. They can only shoot for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and so it's great in that snapshot. But you wish that they had a bigger budget so they could flesh it out and make it a little bit more expansive. So, flesh out the characters, give you some backstory, that kind of stuff. So,
are you going to be in any of the films this year?
Yeah, man, I'm in one actually. So I don't really act a lot, you know what I mean? I used to act when I was younger, but I haven't done it in years. I'm really rusty. I'm out of practice, but I don't really act a lot. But every once in a while, somebody will ask me to do something, and I'll just say, you know what, that sounds like fun. If it sounds like fun, I'll do it. You know what I mean? But if it sounds like work, I'm not going to do it. Like, we need you to be here for the next 3 weeks, shooting at 2 a.m. I'm like, nah,
12 hours.
No, that's not me.
And you're doing it for a coffee credit meal. For the art of it.
Yeah, so I had a good friend of mine, his name Sean Kilcoyne. He asked me to be in this film. He did a parody of the movie They Live, the famous fight scene with Roddy Piper. That's like an 8-minute long fight, 6-minute long fight scene, something like that. And so we did a parody version of that. It's kind of a slapstick version of it. So that film will actually play on Sunday, the 27th of April. So, so that's the only one I'm in this year.
Okay. I was gonna say because I went to the film festival last year, and shout out to Troy, man, because that film right there, that zombie movie, was probably like one of my favorite films.
Yeah, I know. Mike Rose, our mutual friend from Yuba City, he said that was his favorite film of the whole festival. So but everyone. So if it's fun, I'll do it. You know what I mean? A zombie movie, something like that. You want to kill me on screen, I'm good with that. You know what I mean? A slapstick film, you want to beat me up on screen, I'll do that kind of stuff. It's fun. You know what I mean? It's something out of my comfort zone, so I like it.
Okay, cool. And so I know we have the film festival is coming up, the 3rd annual SacTown Movie Buff Film Festival. That's from April 26th and 27th. That's at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento. Do you have the I guess the itinerary set yet? Or
we're still working on that. I haven't released it just yet because we're still working on getting the films massaged. And I don't like to roll out the itinerary because the IMAX is very particular about the films that in the format that they're in. They all have to be converted to DCP format. And so until they all get converted, I don't like to just break down exactly but on my website, it does have a list of all the films that we'll be playing in the festival.
Okay. How many films do you have total?
46, I believe.
Ooh.
Yeah, so 46 over the next 2 days. So over those 2 days. So it's a lot of films and 2 features included in that. Nice. So it's gonna be like boom, boom, boom. And that was one of the things that I learned is a lot of people. I asked people in the community, kind of what do you want to see? What this is for the community. What would you guys like to see in the festival? And they said more films.
Yeah.
And I said, well, either I got to add another date, or I got to figure out a way to get more films into the 2 dates that I have. And so that's what I decided to do for right now. But we do have plans in the future to maybe have a second festival at another time or something like that.
Okay, cool. And so if, say we have an aspiring filmmaker, they want to get their film submitted to the SacTown Movie Buff Film Festival. What's the process like for them to get into the film festival?
So we do everything through Film Freeway. So right now our submissions are closed, but they'll probably open up usually right after the festival. So it ends on the 27th, probably the 28th. I'll start opening up of April. I'll start opening up submissions on filmfreeway.com/SacTown Movie Buffs Film Fest, and they can just go there, submit their film. We have, I don't know, 10, 12 categories, something like that, between short films, animation, student films, whatever case may be. And they can submit there. And doesn't matter how early or how late you submit, we're going to give everybody the equal amount of time. And so we had some films that were submitted last year, April, that are playing in this festival.
So, dope. So you do your due diligence for every.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, we take time, and then we take, once the festival season is closed, we take a couple of weeks just to knock out all the other additional films that we hadn't caught up on yet, and give every film an opportunity to play at the festival. So.
And you say you have a team now of people, stuff like that.
Yeah, so including myself, it's a total of 10 judges that we have.
Cool.
All of them are film critics. They're all well-known film critics in the community, and so they help me out tremendously watching films, and we disagree on films, and but we try to base it off of scoring. So I make every director or every critic go in, watch the film, score it on a 1 to 10, and then we look at the scores, and then that's a lot of times how we determine which film makes it to the festival. So it's not just me going, you know what, I don't like your face, or so film's not playing in the festival, or I don't like this. It's based on the scores. And so usually anything 7.5 or higher, you have a pretty good chance of getting in the festival. If the score is lower than that, then more than likely, unfortunately, it's not going to make it.
Okay. So, and then is there a particular genre that you kind of prefer when it comes to just like watching films in general, and then like when it comes to the films that you want to see at your film festival?
Yeah, I have my favorites. I like a lot of action films. So if there's something where the action's really done, special effects, things of this nature, I like thrillers a lot. Horror films are really good. And I like comedies also. But yeah, if you have a really well done action film and it looks clean, it looks crisp and clear, then you have a pretty good shot of it playing at the festival. So if it doesn't look too cheesy, you know what I mean? It's probably you'll have a good shot, or a really good thriller. Just really, it's got to be a really good story, you know. And I always tell filmmakers before you submit, who's your targeted audience? You know what I mean? Because I also try to think about the audience as well. So I try to play films that I feel like are going to be fan favorites for the audience, not just for me, but also for the audience. So I try to think, okay, is this a film that 300 people, 400 people in the audience would enjoy? Or is this a film that only I would enjoy, or only a handful of, really cinephiles are going to enjoy? So it's a little bit harder to play films that I feel like only like true cinephiles are going to enjoy, like something experimental, because some people may not get it or may not be that interested in it. So I try to look for some fan favorite films to play. So, but we do like a mix. So
okay, and then I know, that you have some events going on tied into the film festival, so I'll get into the first one. The day before the film festival kicks off, that Friday, April 25th, you have the SacTown Movie Buff Film Festival Mixer.
Yeah, so the Mixer is going to be crazy, man. We're already almost sold out, unfortunately, so I don't know. I think there's maybe like 45 tickets that are still available. It's probably going to sell out in the next 2 weeks, but it's going to be crazy, man. We're going to have it at Features Explored. We've got the Lab Rat band coming. They're here in Sacramento. They are just blowing up everywhere, and I see them like all over town. They played with the Philharmonic, who was at our last festival, who ended up winning NPR's Tiny Desk contest. And then we had an R&B singer, Diamond Key, who's a personal friend of myself and my wife. And then we have a Jakari, who's a hip hop artist here locally as well, that just really passionate about his music. I just love his sound. I love his flow. And then we got my boy, our homie, DJ Mike Rose, will be doing on the ones and twos there.
Shout out to Mike Rose, man. Shout out to Mike Rose. Of course, good friend of ours and stuff like that. And Jakari's good dude. Yeah, Jakari, super cool, humble dude, but like the music that he makes, man, I'm like, shout out to
they're all. I've had them all on my show, and had a chance to sit down and talk with them and get their inspiration and what makes them tick. And that's what I like. I like finding out what makes people tick, what makes people do what they want to do. And, when I hear a story, I'm like, man, you'd be great for our festival. You'd be great for, our mixer. Love to get you out there and just try to get more people involved and more, hopefully get some more fans out of it. So.
Yeah, one thing I liked about your mixer is that I think I don't know if you know, for like going to different like organizations, things and stuff like that. You have one of the I feel like one of the rare mixes where you could get like everybody from the community to come and just be in one place. It just they can talk and
and that's kind of what I like.
Friction,
I mean, I kind of want to just like let's leave all that drama behind and let's all just come together and have a good time. And so you'll see people there at the mixer that maybe outside of the mixer may not be the best friends, but they're there, they're mingling, everybody's having a good time. There's good music, we're having some drinks, we're having some food, and it's just a really good cohesive vibe, because the festival is going to be busy, and I'm super busy during the festival. I'm answering questions, I'm trying to make sure the films are playing properly, got a lot going on. We got a whole award show on both days, and so the mixer is just like a time where we can all just relax and have a good time and just enjoy the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I like doing the mixer. And I try to bring in as many people from the community as possible, whether you're involved in film or comedy or whatever case may be, just come on down to the mixer and have a good time and rock with us.
Nice. Like I say, you get, and then you also have the panel discussion.
Yeah,
too. I wish I had the flyer. I forgot to get the flyer update.
So that's going to be crazy too. So I hand selected. We're celebrating women in film this year. So I just basically hand selected some of the most influential women that I know within the community, and they're all leaders in this community. There's not like they're just women that I just handpicked, but these are people that like when you're thinking of like the biggest names in film. We've got Lori Peterson, who's the ED of the CFAA, which everybody knows that organization. We have the 3 local film commissioners that are going to be there. We've got Donna Garreau, who's the executive director for Access Sacramento, is going to be there. We have Sally Forcier, who's coming off an amazing run with the No Address film that's just been just blowing up all over here in Northern California and elsewhere, which is a really, really powerful and moving film. So it's going to be a great mixer. And so for a lot of people, what they like to do is for their I said mixer, but panel. A lot of people, what they like to do for their panel is they like to have the directors come up on there and do like a director's panel. And I would do that, but the problem is I have 46 films. I can't have 46 directors on the stage at one given time. There's just not enough time for that. And so I'd rather spend that time educating. And these people offer programs, training, grants, sponsorships, things of this nature. And so I feel like directors and actors and producers and people involved in film, you're going to gain more from having these experts in the film sit down and talk to you about what they do, what their organization is all about, and how they can actually help you as a filmmaker.
I think that's one of the huge impediments from like an actor's point of view. Like up here is that actors we want to learn and take from other actors, but it's kind of like I feel like it's kind of like a dead end road trying to do it like that, just because I don't want to sound rude or anything like that, but like an actor's not really going to put on another actor.
No,
he could refer you to somebody,
right, but it's
always going to be that casting director. It's going to be the producer. It's going to be the director. It's going to be somebody outside of your profession that's going to.
And so, like Sally Forcier, she's a casting director. She also is a producer, you know what I mean? So someone like that, you're going to get way more value from someone like that versus just asking your other friend that's just an actor, you know what I mean? He might tell you, hey, you should go talk to Sally, but why not just hear directly from her? You know what I mean?
And then so another thing is you get to see a lot of movies early and stuff like that. Would you be film critic? I just seen that movie Freaky Tales last night and stuff.
Okay,
Have you got a chance to see?
I have not got a chance to see that one, unfortunately.
If you do get early screen of it, go ahead and check. I get just a small hit. It reminded me of like it was like if like Pulp Fiction was on like an acid trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's one that's on my radar, but I just haven't had a chance to see it. But being a film critic, that is one of the perks. Is a lot of times I do get advanced screenings, you get to see stuff sometimes a week early, sometimes a month early. And it's fun to be able to see it before everybody else gets to see it. But I'm gonna be honest, I also really like just going and seeing it open at night too. You know what I mean? With just like a big packed audience, everybody's excited to see it, that sort of stuff. So sometimes I purposely pass up on advanced screenings just because I want to see it opening day.
Because you feel like when you see it like with as an advanced screening, you still feel like, okay, I'm in movie critic mode. Whereas if you see like if you see it like on opening night with everybody else, you still see that anticipation. Everybody else kind of giddy. Like,
because when it's an advanced screening, a lot of times it is predicated that you're gonna get a review out the next day about that film and that to get people hyped to go see it. You know what I mean? But it's just different just to be able to just